Taxpayers who are considered U.S. persons for tax purposes are generally required to file a Form 1040 each year that they meet the threshold requirements. If a taxpayer doesn't file a Form 1040 and they haven't filed their tax return, then it puts them at some risk, but it depends on the facts and circumstances. For example, if the taxpayer has no income, then not filing the tax return isn't a big deal. If the taxpayer has a significant amount of income and hasn't been filing, then it'll depend on whether there's been any withholding from a job, for example, a W 2 withholding, or the taxpayer is self employed. If the taxpayer doesn't file a tax return once the IRS learns about it, they could possibly audit or examine the taxpayer. They could issue fines and penalties. They could file a substituted return. There's various avenues the IRS can take. One thing to keep in mind is for taxpayers who are required to file international information reporting forms such as the 8938, 3520, or 5471, not filing the form could unfortunately lead to potential fines and penalties depending on the value of the entity and depending on the value of the trust or the accounts.